kunja bihari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Amasvat Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Sattvaresvara Srimad-Bhakti-yuktena Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki Jai. Nāvācārya Śrī Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Śrīvāsādhi Gaur Bhakti-vrinda ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Mokh Gopinath Sam Khand Radha Khand Girivardhan ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Navadvip Dham ki Jai. Ganga Mai ki Jai. Jamuna Mai ki Jai. Guru Dwarka Dham ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. All glories to the Assembly. All glories to the Assembly. Thank you very much.
Paripaśyati udāsīnam prakṛtim ca hata-ojasam jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena bhakti-yuktena ca ātmanā Paripaśyati udāsīnam prakṛtim ca hata-ojasam jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena bhakti-yuktena ca ātmanā Paripaśyati udāsīnam prakṛtim ca hata-ojasam. In that position of self-realization, by practice of knowledge and renunciation in devotional service, one sees everything in the right perspective, he becomes indifferent to material existence, and material influence acts less powerfully upon him.
jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena bhakti-yuktena ca ātmanā Paripaśyati udāsīnam prakṛtim ca hata-ojasam. The conditioned state of life means influence of material nature. When we are very much influenced by the material nature, we have already discussed, guna, karanam guna sangas. Material nature means the three gunas, three material qualities: ignorance, passion, and goodness. Goodness is better than the other two qualities, ignorance and passion, but mostly, especially in this age, they are conducted or influenced by the modes of ignorance and passion. People do not know what is the aim of life. Just like they are called Sudras. Sudras means they do not know what is the aim of life. Just like animal. Animal does not know what is the aim of life. That is ignorance. And passion is power, creative power, or working for sense gratification. That is called passion. And goodness means knowledge. One can see what is what. So, we have discussed in the last verse how one becomes liberated. Tada puruso ātmanam kevalam prakriti param nirantaram sanga jyoti animanam akhanditam. Anu. We are minute particle of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mamaivaṁsa jiva-bhūta. We are not Krishna, but Krishna's part, minute part. That minute part also we have discussed. 1/10,000 part of the upper portion of the hair. Kesagra satabhagasya satatha kalpitasya. So when we realize this, that I am not God, but I am godly. I have got the quality of God. I have given the example also, just like the sea and the drop of water of the sea. So chemically, the drop of water of the sea is the same quality. There is no change of taste or other chemical composition. Similarly, we should understand fully that we are simply qualitatively one with God, but quantitatively God is great and we are very minute part. This is self-realization. Therefore, part and parcel, mamaivaṁsa jiva-bhūta, the all living entities, Krishna says, they are my part and parcel. The part and parcel, we have several times explained. Just like in my body, there are different parts. But the business of the part is to satisfy the central point stomach. The leg is working, the hand is working, the eyes, the ears, everyone is working. Why working? To satisfy the stomach. In Hindi there is a pet caste. So similarly, we should work for Krishna. Because we are part and parcel of Krishna, therefore we should work for Krishna. I can repeat the same story again. Udarendriyana, the indriyas, the different parts of the body, because they are working hard, and the stomach within the abdomen, he is simply eating. So they went on strike. We shall no more work. This part is only simply, this man is simply eating, and we shall not work. They stopped work. The indriyas, they stopped work. So gradually they became weak. So when next meeting they saw that we have become weak, therefore again decided that let us supply food to the stomach. This is sense. So these godless societies, this rascal society, which has forgotten that we have to serve Krishna, that is called dharmasya glani. When the society forgets Krishna and stops Krishna's service, that is called dharmasya glani. Real dharma means the characteristic. Dharma does not mean some rules and regulations. So, just like sugar, the characteristic of sugar is to become sweet. The characteristic of chili means to become hot. If sugar becomes hot and chili becomes sweet, then nobody cares for it. Similarly, our characteristic is to serve Krishna. And when we serve anything other than Krishna, that is our disease condition of life. Just like this hand is meant for picking up something eatable and put it into the mouth. If it is unable to do it, then it is diseased. If the fingers and hand cannot pick up nice food stuff and put into the mouth, then it is diseased condition. Similarly, when we are unable to serve Krishna or we do not serve Krishna, serving we are, that is a fact. We cannot become master. Nobody, can anyone say that he is master, he is not serving anyone? Everyone is serving, that's a fact. Either you are serving your family or society or country or office or so many services. If anyone hasn't got to serve anything, then he picks up a master, a cat and dog, and serves him. Because service is my nature. But we are missing where to put the service. That is Krishna. That is Krishna. So when we understand that we are missing, we are serving, but we are having no pleasure. Kamadinam kutitha na kutitha pallita dunnidis. We are serving, instead of serving Krishna, I am serving my lusty desires. Kamalobhadi. If I go to serve any office, I am not going to serve that particular person, proprietor of the office, but I require some money, therefore I am serving. So I am serving the money, not the person. Therefore it says, kama lobha, lobha. We serve. The service must be. Krishna is the master. Ekola Ishwar Krishna Arsha Bhritta. Only master is Krishna. And anyone, or demigods, or man, or animal, or trees, or anything, they are all servants. This is the position. And when one realizes this position, that I am eternal servant of Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna, my duty is to serve Krishna, then it is called self-realization. Not that aham brahmasmi, I become Bhagavan. How you can become Bhagavan? If you are Bhagavan, if you are actually the Supreme Powerful, then why you are in miserable condition under Maya? Does Bhagavan comes under Maya? No. Krishna says, Mama Maya. Maya is the maid servant of Krishna. And we are servant of Maya. So how we can become Maya? Bhagavan. This is common sense. Had I been Bhagavan, then why I become servant of Maya? Therefore, we are engaged in the service of Maya in so many phases and different names. Somebody is serving country, somebody is serving society, somebody is serving family, office, this, that, so many. This is Maya's service. Now, when you come to our senses, that I am so long I was engaged in Maya's service, now I have to engage myself in Krishna's service. That is self-realization. That is described here. The jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena. Jñāna-vairāgya. This is knowledge that I am servant of Krishna. I am nobody's servant. This is jnana. Because I am in illusion. I am for nothing, without any benefit. I am serving so many kāmadīnāṁ kutidāna kutidhā pālita dunnidesha kāmalobha. I am serving this kam, lob, moho, matsarya, but without any benefit, without any pleasure. So when we come to this stage to know, that is called jnana. And as soon as you become jnani, actually, in knowledge, then what is the next stage? Vairāgya. No more I am serving anyone. I shall serve only Krishna. That's all. This is called vairāgya. Jnana, vairāgya. Therefore in the Bhagavad it is said, Vāsudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Asu Vairāgyam Jnanancha Hitukam. If one is engaged in the service of Vasudeva, Krishna, this knowledge also comes, as it is stated in the Bhagavad-gītā. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mang prabhaddhati. After many, many births, if one is actually jnani, seeking after knowledge, then he comes to this conclusion. What is this? Vasudeva sarvamiti. Sa Mahatma Sudha. This is Mahatma. No, anyone who is defying Krishna and is trying to become Krishna, he is not Mahatma, he is Duratma. Mahatma means Vasudeva sarvamiti, and knowing this, mang prabhaddhati. That is Mahatma. Don't mistake Mahatma. Who is Mahatma? What is the symptom of Mahatma? Mahatma nastamang partha daivi prakṛtim asrita bhajanti ananna manaso yatta bhutādimabhyam. He is Mahatma. You cannot manufacture Mahatma. This is the qualification of Mahatma. Vasudeva sarvamiti, who knows that Krishna is everything. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is Mahatma. And his business is Mahatma Nustamang Partha. He is under the Daivi Prakriti. There are two kinds of Prakritis. Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. Apara Prakriti means this material world. And Daivi Prakriti is the spiritual world. So immediately, as soon as he understands this philosophy of life, that I am uselessly serving this material world or the society, friendship, country and so on, without serving Krishna, that is called jnana, knowledge. And as soon as one comes to this knowledge, that position is called Brahma-bhūtaḥ stage. Brahma realization. That is stated in the Bhagavad-gītā. Brahma-bhūtaḥ prasannātmā. Na sochati na kāṅghati. As soon as one comes to this platform of knowledge, then he becomes prasannātmā. Oh, why I am serving this nonsense? I forgot that I am spirit, soul, minute particle of Krishna. My business is to serve Krishna. Just like I have already explained. Part and parcel means serving the whole. That is called part and parcel. Any example you can take in office, there are so many workers, but they are working for satisfaction of the whole. Similarly, the whole is Krishna. Anything, we individually or anything, they are meant for Krishna's satisfaction. Īśāvāsamidam sarvam, Upanishad. Īśāvāsamidam sarvam. Anyone who has understood that everything belongs to Krishna, Isha. Isha means Krishna. Isha or Ishara. There are so many Isharas or Isha. But Ishara, real Ishara is Krishna. Ishara Parama Krishna. And Krishna also says in the Bhagavad-gītā, Matta Parataram Nanna. There are many Isharas or Ishas. That is all right. But nobody is greater than me. That is Krishna. Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam. So this is Gyan. So as soon as one comes to this conclusion, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am Krishna's part and parcel, I have got the same quality as Krishna has got, but he is Prabhu, I am servant. He is master and I am servant. This is perfect knowledge. Then jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena, bhakti-yuktena. So bhakti means when one has attained real jnana. Without real jnana, nobody can become bhakta. The foolish person says that bhakti is meant for a jnani, less intelligent. No. Bhakti is meant for the most intelligent person. Because bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mang prapaddati. You become experienced, very, very experienced after many, many years. See, it is not many, many years, but many, many births. One actually becomes jnani. And what is that jnana? Vasudeva sarvamiti. That is jnana. So long you cannot understand Krishna or Vasudeva, you should understand yourself that you are still fool. You may advertise yourself as very jnani, but you are fool. That is the Shastric conclusion. Because if you are actually jnani, then you should have surrendered to Krishna. That is also stated in another place in the book. Maya aparita jnana. Namāna duskitanam mūಢā prapaddante naradhama maya aparita jnana asuri bhavamasita. Who does not surrender to Krishna, these classes are bad. What is that? Duskritim. Always acting sinful activities. Because those who are sinful, they cannot understand Krishna. Bhaunam janmanamante, or jesam antagatam papam. One who is completely free from papa, he can surrender to Krishna. He can be engaged in devotional service. So, to become free from papa, sinful life, one may say then it will take many years. Because jesam antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. Unless we act piously, it is not possible to become free from impious or sinful life. But there is very simple process. What is that process? Krishna says that process. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tva sarva papebhya mokkhasyami. Aham tva sarva papebhya mokkhasyami. If you simply surrender to Krishna, sarva dharma, there are many dharmas or many activities or functions. Some of them are pious or some of them are impious. There are two kinds. So Krishna says you give up, pious and impious, both. That is sarva dharma. Because we are acting piously or impiously. So you can give up both pious activities and impious activities. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna was thinking that fighting with my brother, it is impious. So Krishna was insisting that you must fight. So how Arjuna could take impious activities? Because Krishna's service is above these pious and impious activities. That is called sarva dharman parityajya. This is the gopis went to Krishna at midnight by simply hearing the flute of Krishna. So young girl going to Krishna at midnight, this is impious activities. According to Shastra, according to moral, it is impious activities. But because it was done for Krishna, it is understood as the most pious. Recommends. Who recommends? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That Rammakachit upasana brajavadhu varga bija kalpita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his sannyasi, was very, very strict. No woman could come near him to offer respect. He was very strict about women. And now he is saying, Ramya kachit upasana brajavadhu varga bija kalpita. What can be more wonderful process of worship that as it was conceived by the gopis, the 6 Goswamis also. Gopi bhavar samrita dilahari kallol magnau moho bande rupa sanatana ragjugo Sri Jiva Gopalako. So although it looks apparently that gopis went to Krishna to dance with him, that is not very moral, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that is the highest method of worshipping Krishna. So this requires jnana. Therefore, this is called transcendental knowledge. How serving Krishna one becomes transcendental to all these pious and impious activities. That requires knowledge. Manchabhya vicharini bhakti yogena jase sagunan samatitaitan Brahma-bhūtaḥ. Pious and impious, piety and impiety, they are within these material gunas, qualities, good and bad. And Krishna's service is transcendent, above good and bad. So that is called real knowledge, and if one is fortunate enough to understand this knowledge, then immediately he becomes detached to this material pious and impious activities. Bhakti parishanubhava virakti annatrasya. That is called vairāgya. Jñāna-vairāgya, bhakti-yuktena. Without bhakti, there cannot be jnana and vairāgya. Actually, the human life is meant for jnana and vairāgya. For two things. Otherwise we remain animal. The animal cannot attain any jnana, neither animal can attain any vairāgya. That is animal qualification. But a human being, he has the opportunity to come to the stage of jnana and vairāgya. Jnana means to understand that I am not this material body, I do not belong to this material body, I am spirit soul, I am part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Spirit and I belong to the spiritual world. Therefore, my business is to finish this material world business and go back to home, back to God. This is the knowledge. Therefore, we have to understand Krishna. If you have to go somewhere, we must know where we are going. And because we are serving here, now another program has to be made to serve Krishna and live there in the spiritual world. So, we have to understand Krishna very nicely. And if you can understand Krishna, janma karma me dibbam, jo janati tattat. To understand Krishna in truth, that is not very easy task. That is very, very difficult task. Even the muktas cannot understand Krishna. Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid jatati siddha. Siddhi means mukti, liberation. Kaschid jatati. Who is trying for liberation? Nobody is trying. But still, there are somebodies who are trying for liberation. So, Krishna says, jatataṁ-api siddhānam. After being liberated, those who are trying to understand Krishna, some of them can understand Krishna in truth. Tat-tat. Therefore, you have to understand Krishna tat-tat. What is Krishna? So if you can understand Krishna, janma karma me dibbam, Krishna says that if you can understand me, how I come here, how I come, I play the part of a human being and teach the whole world, Bhagavad-gītā, what is my mission, why I come, everything, where is my residence, what is my father's name. People are searching after God, and God is canvassing. Please understand me, here I am. But people will not understand. So what God will help you? How can you help you? He says everything. Now I come from my Vaikuntha or spiritual world. Yada jada hi dharma sajnani bhavati bharata tad-ātmanā srijāmaham. At that time I come and I teach. And what do I teach? Sarva dharman parityajya māmekam saranam bhaja. This is dharma. Dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranetam. Dharma means the law given by God. That is dharma. You cannot make Hindu dharma, just like you cannot make any law. This is, suppose the government is there. Now you cannot say that we Hindus, we have made this law. We Muslims, we have made this law. We Parsis, we have made this law. No. What all law is given by the government, you have to accept. Either you are Hindu, Muslim or Christian, and it doesn't matter. Therefore, dharma means to accept the law of God. Not that you manufacture something. Therefore, in the Bhagavad it is said, dharma projita koitavatra, or cheating time of dharma is rejected, kicked out. Because real dharma is what is given by God. And what God says, sarva dharman parityajya māmekam. This is real dharma. This is the real dharma. So, we have to learn this. What Krishna says. We have to understand Krishna by tattva, by truth. Then we become liberated. That is called jñāna-vairāgya. And as soon as you become learned scholar about Krishna, then you become immediately detached to this material world. And jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena, bhakti-yuktena. Then real bhakti begins. That is also confirmed in the Bhagavad-gītā. Brahma-bhūtaḥ prasannātmā nasochati nakankhati samas sarveshu bhūteshu mad-bhaktiṁ labate param. Bhakti begins there where jñāna-vairāgya is complete. Not that foolish person, but one can say that in your society there are not many very learned scholars. No, there are learned scholars, but even there are four. Just like the children. A child, he also chants and dances. So, he will attain this jñāna-vairāgya. The other day I was asking the boy, he is not very learned scholar. So I asked him, what is Krishna? He immediately said, the Supreme Personality of God. That is jñāna-vairāgya result. Bhaunam janmanam ante jnanavan mang prabhaddhati. He has already got the knowledge. What he had to learn it. After many, many births, a child, a boy has already learned it. Here is the boy. He says, the Supreme Personality of God. Then what is that? Similarly, instead of endeavoring jnāna-vairāgya artificially, you accept what Krishna says. Immediately becomes jnāna-vairāgya. Immediately. So our Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that even a child can be on the highest position of jnana and vairāgya. If he takes the word of Krishna by association, good association, sanghat sanjayate kama. So this Krishna consciousness movement is meant for giving chance to people to take the advantage of association of jnani and vairāgya. Not fools and rascals, but jnani and vairāgya. jñāna-vairāgya-yuktena. bhakti-yuktena, ātmanā. Then what is there? Paripaśyati, udāsīnam, prakṛtim, hata-ojasam. Now Prakriti has no more any influence. No more attraction for cinema. No more attraction for cigarette. You see practical. These are young men from Europe and America. Because they have taken to Krishna consciousness, they have no more any attraction for meat eating, cigarette or cinema. No. This is called vairāgya. How they attain this vairāgya? Only for this bhakti-yuktena. So, the real purpose of life is to attain jnana and vairāgya. This is meant for human life, because we are suffering in this material condition on account of ignorance, no jnana. I am not this body, but I am thinking I am this body. I am American. I am not actually so. I am thinking I am American. I am in Pakistani. I am Hindustani. I am fighting. This whole world is going on this ajnana. Because I am not this body, but the whole world is being conducted. The ajnana. And there is no vairāgya, very much attached. The so-called family, society, love, and everything will be finished as soon as this body is finished. No more love, no more family, no more attraction. So this is going on. Ajnana and attachment. Moho, illusion. Ata griha kshetra sutapta vittai janasya mohoyam ahangamameti. So this ahangamameti, this is ajnana. So when one is jnani, then this influence of material nature, ahangamameti, will be reduced to nil. That is it is said. Prakṛtim ca hata-ojasam. Now no more prakriti can disillusion me. That I am this body, and in bodily relation everything is mine. This ajnana, ignorance, is immediately mitigated and he becomes free. Brahma-bhūtaḥ, prasannātmā. I do not belong to all these things, why am I falsely inclined to all these things? So it will come. How? This bhakti-yuktena. If you take to bhakti-yoga, these things are told. Vāsudevi bhagavati bhakti-yoga parejata janayati yasu vairāgyam jnānanca hitam. How he becomes so powerful jnani, it is very difficult to understand. How a small boy, and he is saying Krishna, the Supreme Personality. Not only he, even a small child. There is another small child, only 5 years old. He goes to preach. You know what is Krishna? And somebody says, no, I do not. The Supreme Personality. Anyway, she has run. That is God. But that is the fact. I may not know to analyze what is fire. But my father has said this is fire, don't touch it, it will burn. So that's all right, he may be child, but he has got the real knowledge. Similarly, by hearing process, Sūta parampara, evaṁ parampara prātam rajarsayavit. If you go to the process of disciplic succession, hearing from the authorities, you may be fool, I may be fool, but because I am hearing from the authority, my knowledge is perfect. My knowledge is perfect. Just like I may be imperfect. I don't say that I am perfect, but I am speaking to the whole world. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. The same thing, as the child says or the boy says, I am also saying the same thing. But it is becoming effective because this is the fact. This is the fact. I don't make any miracles or create any gold or this or that. No, these boys and girls, they are captivated to me not by miracles, but by chanting Hare Krishna. Because this is the fact. So, Krishna consciousness is not very difficult thing. You try to understand Krishna, janma karma me dibbam, jo janati tattata, takta dehang punarjanma naiti. This will be the effect. If you simply try to understand Krishna by this Krishna consciousness movement, you can understand by chanting only Hare Krishna mantra. But if you think yourself that you are very learned scholar, scientist and philosopher, we have got dozens of books like this you can read and try to understand Krishna.